Aloha and welcome to Livable Hawaii Kaihui's monthly show, hosted by the Livable Hawaii Kaihui Maunalua East Oahu community groups working together. My name is Natalie Iwasa and I'm your hostess for today. And this episode is the Hui I'lio Hawaii. Today's guests are going to introduce themselves. Elaine?
Yes, I'm Elaine Dobashi, and this is my dog, Sammy.
And I'm Weiss-Suyderhoud, and this is my girl, Lucy.
Well, great, thank you. You know, I remember a few years ago when the the dog park broke ground, but you folks have been working on that a lot longer than that, haven't you?
Yes, that's right. We broke ground, well, actually, the park opened in 2008, and we started working on it in 2004. So it took 4 years.
So today we have a special anniversary that we're getting ready to celebrate, correct?
We
Yes.
do.
And that is?
This is the 10th anniversary of the Hawaii Kai Dog Walk. Well, June 1st will be the 10th anniversary.
Okay, and where is that going to be held?
It will be held at the Hawaii Kai Park and Ride. That's where the walk starts and ends. It's a beautiful walk through Hawaii Kai around the marina. And we also have sponsor booths and nonprofit exhibitors inside the dog park. So we have exclusive use of the dog park that morning.
Super, and I understand you have some slides to share with us today, is that correct?
Yes, we do.
Can you tell us how the dog walk started and why it was set up?
Sure. We started the walk in 2005 to try to increase community awareness about the need for dog parks on Oahu, and specifically to increase awareness about our efforts to establish a dog park in Hawaii Kai. And then once the park was built, we decided to continue having the dog walk because it's such a great activity for people and their dogs. It's an opportunity for people to exercise and socialize with their dogs in a fun and friendly atmosphere. And so these are some pictures from the inside of the dog park where we have the vendor booths and our nonprofit exhibitors set up. And people start going into the park early in the morning. 6:30 is when we start registration. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people will come early for registration just so they can go in the park and walk around before the walk starts. And you can see people bring their whole families. We have lots of babies and small children and kids of all ages along with their dogs. And you can dress up if you want. Some dogs come to the dog walk all dressed up. Some people bring their own transportation for their dogs because they want to walk and their dogs don't want to. So the dogs get pulled and the people get to walk. And there's 2 dogs in a stroller, so all kinds of transportation for dogs. And
so do you have somebody there who takes pictures for you as well?
We do. We have a souvenir photo booth. I think we have a picture of that. These are some people in the park who are lined up to have their picture taken by the photographer who's over there on the right in the picture. And here you can see the inside of the booth. There's a backdrop and everything. And this is actually
cool.
a couple of the finished pictures, this one and the next one. And these are photos that get posted actually online. So after the walk, when people get their picture taken, they get a little slip of paper that tells them how to go to this website to download their own photo. And of course, then they can print their own photo if they want. But the pictures come out great. Our volunteer photographer is actually a professional photographer. So it's really nice.
So is the souvenir photo then part of the entrance fee?
Yes, they're free to everybody who's registered. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And what other booths do you have there?
Well, some of our vendors have booths, and they'll have either a game or activity or a giveaway item. And Some are nonprofit exhibitors. And I think we have a picture of one of our nonprofit groups. Yeah, Canine Kokua. They're one of several animal welfare agencies that comes in, takes part, and tells people about their mission and take part in the dog walk.
Okay, well that's really great. I understand you're also collecting some gifts?
Yes, we are. We're asking for people to bring toys, food, anything that would be nice for the less fortunate dogs. We will be having the Humane Society, Canine Kokua, and the Oahu SPCA.
So then the Hui donates those gifts to those groups and they give them out. Is that how that works?
Yeah, actually how it works is we just ask people, they're not required to. You know, anybody who's registered for the walk doesn't have to bring a gift, but we have had such a good response to this effort that we decided to keep doing it. We ask people if they have something at home, maybe an extra dog bed or some extra dog food or a bowl, stainless steel bowl, you know, things that these agencies can use to bring it with them. And those agencies, such as Canine Kokua and SPCA, they'll have their own booth in the park, so people can just take the gift and give it directly to them.
SPCA, I think you said. What is that?
Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals.
SPCA.
SPCA, yeah.
Oh, super.
They're out in Kapolei, but they're coming to join us too.
Oh, that's really great that you guys do that. So how long is the walk?
The walk, we actually have two walks. We have maybe we can show the pictures of the start lines. We actually have, don't know what happened. Oh, wait.
You have two walks?
There we are, yeah. We actually have two start lines. And in this picture, by the way, these are the Cherry Blossom Festival Court girls who come to help us every year. They're part of our volunteer group. And we have the start line for the regular walk and then for the mini route. And the regular walk is a little over 2 miles. And the mini route just goes up from the park and ride down to Kalanianaole to Hawaii Kai Drive, and then they turn around and go back to the park. That's less than a mile. So for the little dogs, or if you have an older dog that doesn't like to walk very far, you can just take a really short walk and then come back to the park and ride and the dog park.
So they just walk on the sidewalk, is that it?
Yes, it's all sidewalk, and we do have course marshals on the whole entire loop around, so they're standing at the intersections to make sure people can cross safely.
Very nice. So what happens after the walk then?
Well, after the walk, people come back into the dog park, and we have, I think we missed some pictures of the walk. If we can go back to pictures. Okay, before we get back to the park again, here's just some pictures of people who are actually out on the walk. And even though it's lots of fun in the park, people actually do go out and take the walk and then come back. And you can see the booths in the background. That's the dog park in the background there.
Well, that looks like you have quite a lot of people participating. How many do you normally have signed up?
Yeah, we usually have around 300, give or take. And actually 300 is our goal. You might notice this picture has a rainbow in the background. We always have the most beautiful weather for the dog walk. I don't know why, but we're just blessed. Sometimes there's a few little showers in the morning, but it's just part of the blessing of the day. And we end up with these beautiful rainbows. And this is actually the person who came in last on the walk. He was taking his time, enjoying the day, and we caught him on a rainbow too. And so anyway, yes, then when people get back to the park, the most favorite activity for the dogs is the doggy pools. a place to cool down after the walk. And we have little pools and we have big pools, and the dogs just love it. That's the favorite activity for the dogs after the walk.
And how many of those do you have set up?
I would say about 6, give or take. It depends on how many we can get, but we always have a few big ones like this. And then one of the things that the people like to do after the walk is come back and listen for the door prize drawings, which we have also every year. And what we've been doing the last 3 years since we started collecting gifts for animal welfare charities is anybody who brings a gift with them gets a ticket to enter the door prize drawing.
Oh, cool.
So that's what these people are winning a prize.
Very nice. So how long does all this take?
Well, the walk starts at 7:30 a.m. Registration starts at 6:30. And pretty much everybody's back in the park by 9 o'clock, even if they take a long leisurely stroll and they're not in any hurry. And then we have the booths to visit. Some of our sponsors have games or activities. Like we have several sponsors who are going to have spin the wheel for prizes, those kind of things. It's always fun. And usually we're all done by 10.
Oh, very nice. Now, are you doing anything special for the 10th anniversary?
That's a good question. We are trying to plan some special surprises. We're working with our sponsors on that. So I can't tell you what they are.
So people have to register and pay attention.
That's right.
In order to find out. Very good.
Better register fast.
So, and speaking of registration, how do you sign up to do that?
Okay, well, we have, oops, sorry. We have these little brochures with the registration form inside, and these can be found at all the East Honolulu pet stores and veterinary offices. And if you go to the Hawaii Dog Park, they're in a holder inside the park. The registration form is also online on our website, so you don't have to go anywhere. You can just go on the website and download a registration form. And that's Hui Ilio. Can you see the sign behind me?
Yep.
Oops, no. It's hui-ilio.org.
And the fee for registration?
The registration fee is $20, and the fee includes a dog walk t-shirt. We have a special t-shirt every year, different colors, different graphics on the front. It also includes a goodie bag, which is actually a reusable tote bag. And inside this goodie bag, there will be gifts for the walker and the dog. For example, this is a gift we had last year, and we're going to have it again this year. It's a poop bag dispenser full of bags, very handy when you're out walking your dog. And we'll have dog treats, and I think Geico this year is giving us small flashlights that you can carry when you're walking your dog at night. So yeah, we have all kinds of really nice things.
Oh, cool. So the fees then, how does the Hui use those?
Okay. The majority of our fees are used to support the Hawaii Dog Park. We also participate in other activities to advocate for public dog parks. We try to help other groups and other communities that are trying to build dog parks in their community. And right now there's a couple of really exciting things going on, by the way. The Aloha Dog Park is going to open probably at the end of May. And the people in Makiki are looking at a site that the Parks Department has approved.
So you guys have pretty much been an example for others on Oahu, correct?
We've tried, yes. And the Parks Department is actually asking other groups to contact us to find out how to do it, how to do a public-private partnership, how to get started and stuff like that. So yeah, we help whoever we can.
Very nice. Now, what if somebody they don't see these forms and they miss the pre-registration? Are there other opportunities to register?
Yeah, thanks for asking, because actually there is a pre-registration deadline. It's May 16th, and that's so that we can order the shirts. and have them ready by June 1st. But we do have walk-in registration. The fee is the same. It's still $20, and the walker will get a t-shirt and a goodie bag while supplies last. But we can't guarantee, you know, we may run out and they won't get them. So we highly advise pre-registration.
And Elaine, Pet Expo will be there, and people will be able to come to the Pet Expo. We'll have a booth, and they can sign up there as well.
And when is the Pet Expo?
It's on Mother's Day.
It's on May 10th and 11th.
That's
Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
At the Blaisdell?
Blaisdell.
Okay. And that's an annual event too, correct?
It is.
Are you guys, do you have a booth there?
We always have a booth. That's one of our annual events, yeah.
Okay, very nice. So is there anything else that you'd like to mention about the dog walk? Do you have other slides that you'd like to share?
I think we just have a banner.
A banner shot.
We have a banner, and we have a little thank you to our sponsors, if you want to show those. Yeah. This is, there's our web address if anybody wants to get our registration form online or get more information about us. Our newsletter is also online if you want to read our newest, I think that got a little bit cut off. But these are some of our sponsors that actually made an early commitment in March to sponsor the dog walk, and we will have more sponsors between now and May.
Well, that's great to see so many different partners in the community supporting what you're doing.
Yeah, it's really great.
And so you mentioned that this was the park itself is a public-private partnership. Can you explain a little bit more about what you had to do to get that started?
Sure. Well, to get it started, the first thing we had to do is go to the neighborhood board. And we had actually chose a location that we were hoping that we could get the land adjacent to the park and ride, which belonged to the city but wasn't being used. So that was our proposal to the board. And the neighborhood board was very supportive. Then our council member and the Parks Department got involved in helping us and telling us that if we ever wanted to have a park in Hawaii, we'd have to help pay for it. And that's how our partnership came about.
And isn't that how the first dog walk happened as well, to raise funds to do this?
That's right. That's why we started the dog walk initially. It was our very first fundraiser. Of course, we had to do a lot of other things to build the park.
Such as?
That wasn't enough. Oh, we had a garage sale. We had a big capital campaign going on, you know, with constant fundraisers. But the dog walk is the only fundraiser that we've continued year after year because it's just enough to support our annual budget, and we don't do any other fundraisers, just this one.
Oh, it's a very, very interesting way to get things started, but it seems to have worked out really well.
It has. The dog park is great. People love it, and the dog walk is just really a lot of fun. You can see in those pictures, it's like, it's a great activity for people with dogs to be with other people with dogs. And the dogs all get along well. The people all get along well. They have a lot of fun, and they get some exercise too.
Right. So every time I go past there, it seems like there's somebody in there. And the way you have it set up, you have an area for the small dogs and then another area for the larger dogs, correct?
That's right, yeah.
So is there, and even separate entrances for them, correct?
Yeah, there's actually one entrance but 3 gates. So you go in the first gate and then you get to choose which second gate you want to go into. To the right is the small dog park and straight ahead is the big dog park. And there are a lot of small dogs, like Sammy, who love to go to the big dog park. But for some small dogs that are fearful of large dogs, or maybe the large dogs are too rough for them, the small dog park is perfect. It's a safe haven for the little dogs because the big dogs can't go in there.
Very nice. And Sammy, I think you got him all tired out earlier. He's taking a little nap.
I know, he's had it.
Getting back to the dog walk, we're always looking for volunteers to help us with setting up and being part of the dog walk. So people who want to help, that would be a fun way for them to do, to be part of it. And sometimes, because you cannot bring your dog when we do the setting up and so on, sometimes if there's a couple, they bring their dog and one works and comes later, or go back and get the dog. So it's kind of fun too, and they're part of it, and that's always nice.
So I think you mentioned that the people start arriving at 6:30. Then what time do people come to set up?
5 a.m.
Oh, well before the sun comes up.
Yes.
It's still dark when we get there, yes. We got to get all those tents put up and tables and chairs, and the pools have to be blown up and then filled with water. Yeah, it takes a while.
So do you have a list of volunteer needs on your website, or how do people know what they can do?
Well, we just ask people to email us, and our email address is on that banner that was the slide.
And it's right behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of covering it up.
Info at,
go ahead.
info at huiilio.org.
Very good.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of opportunities to help the day of the walk, and then I would imagine that you need volunteer help throughout the year. Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, at the dog park, we always need help.
And what kind of things can people do during the year?
During the year at the dog park?
Yes.
Well, we have volunteers there as frequently as possible. I mean, we'd like to have them there all the time, but we basically try to cover the morning times and the late evenings at closing time, because we do things like we provide water bowls for the dogs, and then the volunteers clean them at night and put them away. We have a locker, and they refill the poop bag dispensers and keep those filled, and just generally help to keep the park clean and nice.
And we were talking about your dispensers earlier, and so are there materials, supplies that you folks need on a regular basis that you would like to have people bring in?
Always. We always need plastic bags. So if you save your plastic bags from the grocery store, or from your newspapers or wherever, bring them to us at the dog park.
Very good. Always a use for the bags.
Always need it.
That's really great. We have a few more minutes left. Is there anything else that you'd like to add about the group or your walk?
Carol, do you have anything to add?
I don't know.
What about the responsibilities for maintaining the area? Since it's still public property, correct? The city still owns it?
It is.
So how does that work?
Well, it's a city-county park, public park, for sure. And they do all the basic maintenance, like mow the lawn and empty the trash cans. And they have a sprinkler system, so the grass gets watered at night after hours, comes on automatically. And so our part is we're actually Adopt-A-Park partners. And so we have committed to, as partners for the park, to recruit and train volunteers to do weeding and landscaping projects. So just a couple of weeks ago, for example, we had a work party at the park, and we trimmed a lot of plumbago and naupaka plants that are growing all around the fence line, and they've just gotten really out of hand. So we're not finished yet. We'll have another work party soon.
Well, so that's good to know that the city is still, you don't have to do everything.
We
they
don't have
still
to
do
do
a
it.
few things.
Absolutely.
And then that would help reduce your costs as
Right.
well. So what specifically do you have to make sure that you cover cost-wise?
Well, the most expensive thing that we're paying for right now is actually a weeding service, because the weeds had gotten so bad that it's way too much to get volunteers to do. I mean, we'd have to have volunteers working like every weekend, and we can't. I mean, it's too much. And so we're paying somebody to come in every other month and just do a very heavy, some of the weeds are really bad for dogs because they have sticky, the sticky weeds that get in their paws, so it's really awful. And so we have gardening service that comes in and does whole sections of weeding, and then they replant the grass.
Oh, very nice.
So yeah, so eventually, hopefully, you know, we can get rid of a lot of the weeds, but it's pretty ongoing.
Okay, so you have the walk for a fundraiser, but during the year you also accept donations.
We do.
And you are a 501c3.
We are.
So that means that anybody who would like to donate can write that off on their taxes
Absolutely.
if they itemize.
Absolutely. And that information is available on our website. If you go to our Contact Us page, all that information that you just asked me is there on that page, including, you know, a button to push if you want to make a donation.
So it's very, very easy to do that.
It is.
And you have a lot of interesting and good causes that you can use the money for.
We do.
Okay, well, we have just about a minute left. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
I would just say that the dog walk, if you haven't been there before, you should come. It's really a lot of fun. Some of our participants have been coming every year since we started, and they always come back because they have a good time, and you get more in gifts than what you pay in registration fee. You get a great shirt and goodie bag full of stuff. Souvenir photos are great. They're fantastic.
So maybe as part of the giveaway or the surprise, you'll have a longevity award that you can give to recognize people who've come every year.
Could be.
Maybe.
That's
something
a thought,
like
yeah.
that. We're looking at some things to play on the 10.
Okay.
The number 10. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank both of you for coming today. This has been very enlightening, and we
Thank
hope
you.
that everybody will come out and enjoy the park, the walk with you, and also enjoy the park that you put together, and very nice community service.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. This is Livable Hawaii Kai Hui. Thank you.